push it out, go up, turn. It usually works. I don't know what.
Yeah, we would hit it.
There's a faulty contamination or something on it. It doesn't work as well.
So we would basically just hit it go. Right. Yeah.
And since it gets stuck on here a lot, we added extra rotation so that it could go way out here.
So, any questions?
No, I think we did.
We decided on a 3-wheel bar.
Yeah. If we do, you were
We wanted to do a most of the team wanted to do a 4-wheel bar, but we didn't have directions for it, and the 4-wheel bar wasn't very moving. So we chose a 3-wheel bot.
we had voted on a 3-wheel bot before we started, but then about like a week or two into the actual thing, we realized that 4-wheel bot wasn't really the way to go. So we decided to go 3-wheel. And at the end of the day, I think we actually made the right choice.
And we added a skirt on the back, which was broken like 3 times.
Yeah.
And you see, these do make you sit in the way. And we'll just like push them out of the way. Usually. Yeah.
So what was all your favorite parts about the project?
My favorite part about the project was probably just the fun of the trial and error that just went through it. It's just so fun to sometimes just like do something and then see what it is wrong, and then you kind of see what mistake you made, and then when you look back on it and all the way you improved, you kind of like to laugh at it and be like, man, how did I miss that?
So what was the biggest part that you had with the trial and error?
Probably the biggest part with the trial and error was coming to the final hour when we were really testing these things. It's just we kept running into certain issues, and the team was really just getting frustrated. But in the end of the day, it wasn't really trial and error, it was just positioning. We just needed to remember to get it in there no matter how stressed we were. We just needed to remember to get it where it needed to be when it needed to be.
I say my most trial and error, I was at home and I was running the final mission. I literally spent like an hour every day. Just, you know, the last mission I showed you that you usually wax that thing. I had taken a long time to see if we could navigate way out here. That was weird.
And Josh, your turn.
My most trial and error was as soon as we built one of these attachments, as soon as we get out onto the field and we have the attachment on, and if it doesn't work, then let's just say my most trial and error was changing the program after we had built a new thing, and the amount of time that was from the part.
So it was trying to get that new attachment to work well with the new program that you had written.
Yes, it was
Okay.
tough.
One of the best things I had with that I had this whole time, it was having more time with my friends. Because they're my buddies, and even if we get 2 points, we're a team and we're going to work together.
All right, Josh, for you?
Let me ask you about the
No, you
Just a little more.
can go. We'd like you to
okay. Mechanical construction. The thing looks sort of like a piece of construction equipment, like a bulldozer or a tank,
combine.
or a combine, something like that. Really pretty substantial sort of things here. And this one is very much in contrast to that. What did you find about the mechanical construction? Why you did it the way you did it?
We don't really know. It's just I had actually, for the fish mission for a long time, I had stayed up for almost 3 hours making some crazy contraption. And then at the end of the day, I realized that it was just going to take too long to figure out a way to get everything, all these 3 fish without touching it. And so when I came up with the idea of building that, I decided that there really is no idea you should just base it off of, because I don't really know if there is anything. The only thing closest to that would be like a giant fishing net. I guess that those boats like trail behind them, except we don't have a net on ours. So it was kind of like a net. I kind of based the idea of like throwing a net on top of all the fish and just dragging it back. And then I imagine that at the end of the program, one of the guy goes, "Oh no, this is a bad fish. We gotta put it back in the water." So we push it back out.
Like it seemed to work for you. When you tested it, it seemed to work most of the time?
It works most of the time, probably 75 out of 100. And there's always that bad apple.
Bad fish. Yeah.
That's for sure. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Anything else?
Any questions?
Josh, you everything stuff.
We had some problems with the aligning of the fish mission because the contraption was kind of wiggly, so it ran into the side and then veered off the floor. So we had to retrieve it a lot of times. But eventually we did get it to work and pull back all the fish in just one run instead of two.
Worked fine this time. Hopefully it does when you do it out there.
Okay, Knuckle, do you have anything to say?
Good.
Well, it's pushing this back is hard because when you're when you do it, the sensor's going, and so if you put your hands in the way, it will go like extra further. Yeah, good. Oh yeah, that's. But then we learn to move our hands out of the way, so like this.
Whenever I run the mission on these, I'm just like back off.
Time's up.
Good.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Nice job.
Retrieve all your parts.
I thought of that name too. We took. We all vote.
You have that extra contraption on? Alright, good. Thank you for your time, judges. We very appreciate you.
Thank you
Hope
for
you
your
have a
efforts.
very safe drive back home.
Because it seemed very dangerous up there today.